time to get the polytunnel sorted. I've cut off all my kind of green manure and what was going to be some food crops, but I decided against it. On the one side, this side's been left pretty bare. It had the plastic down, a bit of clover and other stuff has grown, but I'm going to put it all up now. Nettles and things, get rid of them. I've left the soaker hose on for quite a while, try and get some moisture back in here. It's got really quite dry. I'm going to roll up the soaker hose first though, bit of a horrible job. Get it out of the way. I know it's all about no dig these days, but I haven't got much compost. I've got lots of muck. I'm really quite tempted to rotivate this little area in. Try and get on top of the weeds and just have it as with no covering, and then maybe grow some kind of shallower crops underneath. That's my thinking. I don't know. See how it goes. Okay, so I've cleared out, I've done the one side, the polytunnel, rotivated it really nicely. It's going really well. Just going to get the greens out from this other side now. I've decided best to compost them somewhere else at the moment, so I can get growing in here straight away. This little Mantis 2-stroke tiller, like some real good props to it. I got it out the, take my eye out in them, sorry. I got it out the shed, haven't used it in 2 years I don't think. Not very often that I rotivate stuff. Few pulls of it and it started straight away, so not very often that happens with a 2-stroke engine, so I was really pleased with that. It's warm in the polytunnel. I'm going to rake that out now, and I think we're ready to plant some plants. Okay, if there's ever a space that's multi-purpose, it's a polytunnel. So as you can see, got the clothes drying in here. Only really happens in spring, and really because when you got loads of plants in here, there's loads of moisture anyway. So, but it is quite handy. Today was a bit drizzly, so it meant I could get them in. And I'm going on a bit of a planting binge, so I've got lots of stuff to go in. So like I said, this side's going to be tomatoes. I always try and squeeze too many in, so this year I'm not going to. Just singly across here, and then fill in with some other crops in front. So I have actually got some basil to go in around them. Tomatoes and basil go together nicely. And I've got some edible lupins here. There's a bit of patchy germination actually. I'm really looking forward to growing those. Last year I put them outside and they didn't grow so well, so I'm thinking if I put them in here, it'll keep the seed pure as well. And they're a nitrogen fixing plant, so around tomatoes should be beneficial. Got a couple of aubergines. I'm going to put them one in front of the other actually. And then down there I've got my 9-star broccoli, and I know it doesn't need to go inside, but I'm going to put it inside here, and I'm going to put one of my perennial kales in the polytunnel as well. The idea being I don't want all my eggs in one basket. Like the frost killed them all off last time, they're all in one bed. If I spread them out a little bit more and have some in a slightly different climate. So I think polytunnel would be ideal for that. Slightly milder climate as well. So that's my thinking at the moment with the Lone Star broccoli. Has been chewed by something. You can see here, looks all gnarly and horrible. But I'm going to put it in and then just leave that tip on the ground actually. I'm not going to try and prop it up, and I'm going to hope it makes some new roots from there. And we'll see what happens. I've got some, I could actually take maybe a couple of cuttings off here as well to pot on and try and make some new plants. So yeah, that's it really. Good way to plant tomatoes is to put a bit of twine underneath them, so tie a bit of a knot in the bottom like that. It's not going to close up. Roughly work it out. And I've got some metal wire up here I put up here. Cut that. So what are these? These are Salt Spring Sunrise. Sound nice. And the idea is I'm just going to put that on the bottom there, and then the roots will go through it and it will hold it. And I'm going to bury it really deep. I've already buried them pretty deep when I potted them on. They're up to the first set of leaves there. And I mean they'll put on more roots. I'm going to tie that up to here and just do it as a knot. I can just pull that on when it comes to the end of harvest and I can pull it out easily. And then as that tomato grows, I'm just going to loop it round as it grows up. It's not very technical. I plant these tomato plants one row between 2 foot and 18 inches apart. The one year I thought I'd be all eco-friendly and do this with a nice jute string. Put them in, a month later they'd all rotted off. So unfortunately I am using plastic by the time, but you get to use it for a few years. I think I've only ever grown aubergines once before. Not a massive fan. But everyone kept saying to me, you should grow aubergines, there's loads you can do with them. So I thought, I'll give them another go. We can try them again. These are an F1, so I'm not even going to be able to save the seed. Bit of a silly thing on my part actually. Would have been an easy one to save the seed from if I'd just grown a normal one. And I'll just stake those later rather than doing the string. Okay, I've got some cucumber seeds to plant in. I have got some cucumber plants in the greenhouse, but sometimes direct sowing they can just overtake what you've already sown. It's nice and warm in here. I think I might risk it. There is an old phrase, you need to plant 4 seeds. I think it's one for the crow. No, one for the rook, one for the crow, one to rot and one to grow. I think in here it's going to be more like one for the rat, 2 for the mouse, and then maybe 1 will grow. So I'm going to do them. I'm going to plant them about a foot apart. I'm just going to put a load in and I can thin them out. So I'm just going to kind of do a row a little bit away from the edge, and then I'm going to put in some trellising, kind of some mesh or some sort of something that I'll make up or buy and put in there. This is a variety called Boston Pickling, which we've had it before quite a few years and really enjoy it. It's great for a pickling cucumber to make gherkins, which we love doing, but also we found it great as an eating cucumber as well, so not too fussy that way. So let's hope we put these in. Let's just hope nothing eats them all, but I have got some growing on in pots, but they aren't ready to plant out anyway, so nothing to lose. So that is the polytunnel planted up for now. I've got the tomatoes in the one side with aubergines and some lupins. Going to put some French beans in as well, a bit of a nitrogen fixer and ground cover underneath them. Try not to leave any soil bare because I hate weeding. Also going to do like a sea of basil down that side. I've already put some little basil plants in that I started off in the greenhouse, but I'm going to sow some more rows of that. So on this side, I've got some melons to go in. They're not quite ready yet. They've been grown on in the greenhouse. I've got some salads in. I've got a courgette and some linseed, and then I've put in my row of cucumbers. And in front of those, I'm going to put things like marigolds and some other kind of attractors for pollinators, as well as some edible flowers, probably some nasturtiums and things like that as well. So yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be a really abundant place to be in the summer. I'm going to try and keep the pests out of it, as you might have seen in my other video. But yeah, if I can keep on top of it now, I think it should be a really good place. So let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. See you next time.